Have you ever felt tired in a way that sleep just can't fix? Or invisible in a place where you've given your best years? Let me tell you a story about a man named James who lived in a small, quiet village called Ashford Hollow. Life there was slow, predictable, and safe. Everyone knew each other, and James knew everyone. He grew up there, worked there, and built his life there. To most people, Ashford Hollow was home. But to James, something was missing. Every morning was the same routine. He'd wait before the sun, walk past the old oak tree by the river, and greet the same familiar faces. On the outside, his life looked peaceful, but inside, he felt unheard in conversations he had every day. He felt a quiet emptiness that followed him everywhere, whispering that this life was no longer meant for him. The tricky part was, nothing was terribly wrong. There was no big fight, no disaster, no obvious reason to leave. And that was the problem. In Ashford Hollow, people believed in staying. They believed loyalty meant enduring, and walking away meant giving up. So James stayed, telling himself to be patient, that wanting more was ungrateful. But patience slowly turned into a hollow feeling. One evening, he sat by the river at the edge of the village, watching the water. He noticed the river never stopped flowing just because the land was familiar. It never stayed still out of fear of what was ahead. It just moved, because moving forward was its nature. That simple observation stayed with him. James realized that staying was costing him his peace, that the comfort of his village had become a cage. He understood that loyalty without purpose was slowly breaking him. The thought of leaving was terrifying. It meant leaving everything he knew, being misunderstood by everyone he loved, and starting over with no clear plan. But staying meant losing himself, completely. And then, he had a realization that changed everything. Staying in a place that no longer allows you to grow is not strength. It's fear wearing the mask of loyalty. So quietly, without asking for permission or approval, James made a decision. He stopped trying to explain himself to people who wouldn't listen. He stopped shrinking to fit into a life he had outgrown. And one morning, with only what he could carry, James walked away from Ashford Hollow. There was no big farewell, just the sound of his own footsteps moving forward. The road ahead was uncertain, but for the first time in years, his heart felt light. Walking away didn't magically solve all his problems, but it gave him something he desperately needed: clarity. Over time, James found places where he was valued. He met people who respected him. He discovered a version of himself that had been waiting to breathe. He didn't walk away because he stopped caring. He walked away because he finally chose himself. Maybe this story isn't just about James. Maybe it's for anyone who feels stuck in a place that no longer feels right. Anyone who stays out of fear instead of purpose. Anyone who knows, deep down, that peace is calling them to move forward. Remember, sometimes the greatest act of courage isn't holding on, but letting go. It isn't weakness, it's wisdom. If this story spoke to you, let me know in the comments and give this video a like. And for more stories that feed the soul, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.